Hi everybody, I'm Anne. I wanted to make a video today about simple EDC items, but when I went months ago looking for simple items, I found items that instead were intriguing or even elegant. And this video is about those items. And the best thing is that most of them are really inexpensive. So to describe this more clearly, what I was looking for was to break down every EDC item into its very simplest, most basic function, and then find the physically simplest way to accomplish that function. And then make sure it was both EDCable and practical, and EDC that for a while. And you know, it was kind of a strange idea, but it really led me to some unusual stuff. So as an example, let's start by talking about the knife. And here it is, the Japanese Kiridashi knife. The handle and the scale are made of the same piece of brass rolled over. And this is the knife meant for crafting and whittling, cutting away from you in particular. The back here is flat. This is a chisel grind knife. And I actually may have given it a little extra bevel here. You can see right there, if I can let the light catch it. I did sharpen this on my Work Sharp sharpener here, and it got everything back to be nice and sharp again, but I'm not actually sure I sharpened that correctly. It's a little hard to find good information about using this knife, or even the history of this knife. When you put the knife back into the sheath, you want to make sure that you have it oriented the same way as the brass on the handles. But once it's in, it does stay pretty well. Let's compare it to this. This is a Victorinox Bantam, considered a very thin Swiss Army knife. It has one layer with a blade and this combo tool. It is considered thin, but look at this in comparison. The Kiridashi knife is the same thickness as the scale of that Bantam. Unbelievably thin. And here is another very simple knife to compare it to. This is an Opinel. It does have a lock, but oh, it is such an elegant knife. I love this so much. Very simple, but not a very thin knife. EDCable, but not super small. Here's a comparison on the blade length here. So while this Kiridashi knife is both simple and practical, for being EDCable, you need to be a little careful. I carried it in a purse that I will show you in a little bit. It would also go in a larger man's wallet, like a checkbook wallet, or I think they call a rodeo wallet. But if you try to carry it in your pocket, there's a very real chance you'll do what I did and try to pull it out, take off the sheath, and now have a pointy thing in your back pocket and be completely uncertain how to get it out without stabbing yourself. Oh, I wanted to note also that this is the right-handed version, and like I showed, meant for whittling and carving away from you, but I would actually get the left-handed version were I to buy this again. A, they are a little bit cheaper, and B, that would be a little bit more practical for the type of cutting I typically end up doing. But be careful so that you don't cut yourself. Now here's my light. Just kidding, I did not use a lighter for a light, although that would be simple. I also didn't use a lantern. I did carry a AAA light. Similar to this Phoenix, I had a TI2, it was okay. I always carried the extra battery with me, but what I think really fits this elegant simplicity that I'm talking about is this Olight twisted onto low, then onto high, untwisted all the way to see the USB-C charging port. This elegance I had really found appealing by this point in the game. So I wasn't really happy with my purchase of the flashlight, but the opposite is true here with this. This is called a Japanese knot purse, and this is my kind of wallet substitute, but hold on, I've got another little tiny wallet idea for you might not have seen before coming up in a second if you are not interested in a purse. As far as this goes, this is, I have no evidence that it's actually from Japan, but it's a purse, just a bag really, and I'll show you that in a minute, with two different length straps. You take the longer strap, tuck it through the smaller strap, and then it goes on your wrist. And it stays there. And this leaves you free to pick up children, groceries, computers, anything you're doing, and your purse just stays right with you. It is such a fantastic design. It is really pretty unique, although there are tons of patterns if you want to make your own, and those patterns are available all over the internet, mostly for free. I've been getting compliments on this since the day I started carrying it. Let's take a closer look. Now I paid about 24 bucks for this, and the fabric is what is most important. Also, this little stitching over here allows the bag to maintain a rounded shape even when it's on your arm, which is important to the appearance. Now, if you're not into purses, you know you can use a hair tie to just hold your things together, and that is very simple, easy, and extremely cheap. But what about hooking two of them together? The first one you're going to loop around twice, just like as if you only had one hair tie. And the second one is going to go and make a top and bottom that'll hold your cards in together. And you can open the top, take your cards out, put them back in, no problems. Let's look now at the key management solution, the Nite Ize Infinikey. For this, I paid about, well, under $5, $4.59 or so, I think. The key slips off. There is only one gate, and the shape of the metal is what makes it function here. Even that big key can get forced through, no problem. It's elegant. It hangs nicely from a belt loop or whatever else. It really meets my needs, and I love the elegant simplicity and the low price. And now here is the Midori MD 3-pack notebooks. I got these for under $4. You can see there's a little embossing on there. It's a kind of cardstock cover with really high quality paper inside, simply held together with staples. This is a very simple notebook, but it's the quality of the paper that really makes this what it is. Here's a Koh-i-Noor lead holder. Now this and the next lead holder are both drop clutch lead holders I'm going to show you. You push the back, the lead falls out. It's just gravity that tells the lead where to go. So it is simple in that respect. There's this little claw here that grabs onto the lead, really graphite. And there's more to this button than just releasing that clutch. You turn it open, and then you'll find inside 4 little blades that you can spin around the lead in order to give a better point or sharpen the lead. I never really got a really sharp point with this one. It is a 2mm lead, so you can imagine it looks a little bit rounded most of the time, and the lead does fall directly down onto whatever's below you. And then it screws right back on. This was under $8. Really high quality feel for such a low cost. Likewise, this Stettler one, under $9, didn't quite match the aesthetics I was going for this video, but I wanted to show it to you because it's heavier duty, feels a little bit, I don't know, better to use. This is a different type of sharpener though. There's a hole here. You put the lead right in the hole and it acts just like a pencil sharpener. Spin it around. And, you know, it could be good that the lead is maintained inside there, but it also can fall out at any time into your pocket, your purse, whatever. So that is the one drawback of this otherwise really nice and a little bit sturdier feeling drop clutch lead holder. There are other kinds of lead holders as well. But as long as we are looking at pencil type items here, there is something simpler. What about a pencil? This is a carpenter's pencil, which gives you the added benefit of a reason to carry a knife so that you can keep it sharp. Of course, there are specific carpenter's pencil sharpeners as well, but with any of these, you will need an eraser. And the Pentel high polymer eraser is $2.50, but it works great. For under $8, I was able to buy this really nice fountain pen. This is the Jotter fountain pen, and it works fantastically. It has a very nice, classic look to it, and I really enjoyed using it. If you want something more modern, consider this. As odd as it looks, this is what they call an inkless pen. It is not really a pen at all. It is some kind of thing that doesn't wear off very quickly, but it writes just like a pencil. It really looks just like a pencil. They call it the inkless pen. It really isn't much like a pen. It looks like a pencil, as you can see when compared here to this graphite, and it erases with this eraser. This is an artifact not only of the pencil or the inkless pen, but also the quality of the eraser and the quality of the paper we're dealing with, which are both extremely high. I don't remember what I paid for those, but I think it was about $12 for a 3-pack there. Here you can see the pen also writes extremely well on this high-quality Midori MD paper meant for fountain pens. And here is the Hank. Not really. This is actually one of a 12-pack of napkins, and it's 100% cotton, good for picking up bugs. Also good for a background for this Nite Ize gear tie. Nite Ize gear tie was really too expensive where I bought it. I got it on Amazon. It was like under $6 for 2, but still kind of more than I would have paid elsewhere. I loop these loops together though, man, it does hold tight. Great for hanging up something in a gross bathroom if the current hook system is not working for you, but the wire isn't super strong. And for example, here I'm going to try to twist this into a purse hanger, and it just is not going to be strong enough to hold my purse on the edge of a table. The thing about this is really the flexibility of the wire combined with the grippiness here of the outer coating. And that's what allows it to accomplish so many tasks. But there's another option. A piece of copper wire. Now this is way cheaper. I got it in the garbage, filed off the ends, and you can make this into anything you want. It is harder to bend than the Nite Ize gear tie, but it is stronger, and as a result can function as a purse hanger, which I am bending here for your viewing pleasure, and I'll show you that in a minute. The next thing I've got to show you, I wasn't real happy with. There's nothing wrong with it, but it just didn't meet any of my needs. This little pry bar is good for taking out staples and nails. I dismantled part of my house with it by accident, but really it just is not something that I was using on a regular basis. Now here's the purse hanger in action. Purse hung over the edge, and then this top part rests right on the table. And if you're in a restaurant, you can keep your purse at your side without taking up an extra chair. It can even hold fairly heavy things. In looking to find the simplest solution to our current EDC problems, I ended up looking a lot to the past. And I think that's because it's only in the past that you can find the origin of items that stood the test of time. For example, the Kiradashi knife has been around for hundreds of years and is still used today. The lead holder, which is currently popular today, especially in drafting and in the art world, is was invented in 1565. Likewise, even the Nite Ize Infiniki keychain was reviewed mostly in 2008. I think that's probably when it came out. It's still in the Nite Ize catalog because its elegant simplicity is, although on a shorter scale, standing the test of time. I hope that you guys have enjoyed these different items, looking a little bit at the past for some cool and super affordable EDC options. There are a ton of correct answers to the question of what is the simplest way to accomplish each EDC task, some more elegant than others. Put your thoughts in the comments section below, and if you're interested in any of the items that I've highlighted here, I will put a link in the description box below as well. Thank you again for joining me, and have a fantastic day.